Hello, welcome to We the People, a new birth of freedom. Thank you so much for stopping by. I've been contemplating some things, and I've spoken about this before, but it's been some time ago. And I want to repeat it because it's all connected to our lives, our liberty, and our pursuit of happiness. The government likes to define life. They like to define liberty. And they like to define your pursuit of happiness. And in their process of defining those things, they actually invent words. They're fabricated. Essentially, they're a lie. But the American people buy it because it's very subtle. It seems harmless. Nevertheless, little by little by little by little, they strip away your individual identity and sovereignty, which governs your life, your liberty, and your pursuit of happiness. It's time for it to stop. You have to recognize these things because an unharnessed government, it's ugly, it's vicious, it's diabolical, it's demonic, and it will destroy your life, it will destroy your liberty, and it will destroy your pursuit of happiness. It's a power that corrupts absolutely. For example, I'm holding in my hand a bunch of Crayola crayons. As I said, I've used this example before in earlier videos. We are classified as white, black, red, yellow, brown in regards to our identity. But I want you to notice, here's a white crayon. I don't look nothing like that. Look, I'm not a white man. I've said in humor before, but yet meaning it, if anyone ever sees me turn this white, please call 911. I'm in trouble. Did you see? I'm not a white man, but the government wants to classify me as a white man or a Caucasian. It's all generic. And then we have, let's see. Then we have the black crayon, or the black man. Now, I must say that in the Deep South and places in India and Africa, there are skin colors that are black in so much that they actually have a bluish hue to it. But for the most part, the majority of people are not black. They are people of color, which all of us are people of color. But they like to just call you a black man. It's easy. It's generic. Then we have the red man. The Native Americans, the Indians, the first people. They like to classify them as the red man. Then we have the brown, the Mexicans. Sometimes even the mixture of Mexican and Indian or black, they get classified as a brown crayon. Isn't that something? And then there's the Orientals that are thought of as yellow, the yellow man. But I'm here to tell you today that I did not come out of this Crayola crayon collection. I was not born out of a Crayola crayon box. I call it the governmental Crayola crayon syndrome. It's just their opinion. Well, I'm not concerned about their opinion when it affects my genealogy, my ancestral lineage, and where I actually came from. Now, my uncles tell me that My ancestry traces back to Scotland, Ireland, some German, and some Native American. Somewhere along the line, back during the Trail of Tears, some of my ancestries married into the Cherokee Nation. That's what I've been told. Now, I've never verified that 100%, but my uncles have looked back at our ancestral lineage, and that's what they've come up with so far. So, as I said, it has nothing to do with red, yellow, brown, black, white. None of us came out of a Crayola crayon box, and I encourage you to stop thinking of yourself as such. We are of the human race. First and foremost, we are of the human race. The human race did not originate in a Crayola crayon box. We came by our Creator, and born within us, intrinsic within us. It's our inheritance, it's our birthright. It is the force of life, the force of liberty, and the life force of the pursuit of happiness. And each of us have an ancestral lineage that traces back to some place. And I guarantee you, you may search a long, long time, but you'll never find your birthright in a Crayola crayon box. It's not there. But as I said, the government likes to create, fabricate, invent their own labels, and then they stick you under that label. It's a stigma. I know Caucasian is a famous one they like to use because it encompasses the European individuals. But I'm more than that. Scottish, Irish, German, First People, Cherokee, Native Americans. That's part of my identity, not a white crayon. It has nothing to do with my identity as part of the human race. It has nothing to do with my life, my liberty, my pursuit of happiness, nor my sovereignty as a member of the human race. This may seem insignificant to you, but I've watched this in my lifetime, how the government likes to reinvent words, classifications based on their opinion, their political opinions, which for the most part, pretty much bullshit. I hate to be so coarse, but actually, it's more like batshit. But nevertheless, when you look in the mirror, see yourself as a free individual, as a free human. No political process gave you the life that surges through your body. And no political process can give you the liberty that's intrinsic inside of you. And no political legislation has the right to dictate your pursuit of happiness based on your life and your liberty, as long as it doesn't impose on someone else's without justification. So who are you? Who do you think you are? You're going to be what the government tells you that you are, or suggests that you are, labels you. You're going to see yourself as part of the human race. Trace your genealogy back. When you go to fill out an application for a job or whatever, and you see that little box that says white or Caucasian or black or Hispanic, whatever, cross it out. Write in what you are. Do not let the government dictate who they want you to be or want you to accept who they think you are. Find out who you are Write it in. And when you're questioned about it, say, well, the government don't even know me. They put me in some classification of the human race that's not even true. So I wrote in the truth of who I am. Your identity. Understanding your identity is part of understanding your life, your liberty, and your pursuit of happiness. Until next time, God bless as always, and be a true American.